I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about the future of the grocery market when it comes to sustainable refrigerants. Introducing myself, I'm Liam Fahey. I'm a senior product manager at ServiceChannel. I have 22 years of experience in the supermarket vertical, where I've spent 17 of those years with a small grocery-focused SaaS platform called A-Cook Associates. About 4.5 years ago, I came to ServiceChannel to bring that knowledge that I'd gained in that 17 years to ServiceChannel. Who is ServiceChannel? ServiceChannel is one of the largest growing facilities management platforms. It's focused in the food retail as well as other verticals, trying to deliver amazing customer experience at retail. ServiceChannel has approximately 500 customers to date. They have a network of about 70,000 providers who perform service at these retail locations. In the past 12 months, ServiceChannel has obtained approximately 4.7 billion data points that were collected as a result of service work that's performed at various retail locations. Today, ServiceChannel tracks approximately $7 billion in annual spend across 77 countries worldwide. This year, ServiceChannel surpassed the 120 million work order mark, meaning that they've processed and measured and taken data points from over 120 million work orders across the platform. So what are the solutions that ServiceChannel offers? ServiceChannel offers a variety of solutions, one being a do-it-yourself model where you use the ServiceChannel platform to manage your facilities. The second one is the sourcing piece, which is the concept of being able to scout and source the better providers, what providers are the best ones in the market, to ensure that you're getting service fast and cheaper and still getting high quality service that's delivered. And the last service that ServiceChannel offers, or the top tier, is do it for me, is the process of ServiceChannel assisting you taking over that process of managing your facilities on your behalf, using those data-driven models to align the outcomes to make sure that you're getting the best service at optimal price. So what are the challenges that we in the supermarket or grocery retail space face the most, right? So with 22 years of experience, I've seen a lot of things from Excel spreadsheets and workbooks on up through to advanced SaaS solutions to track this type of information. So the biggest thing has always been, the biggest challenge has always been the data that's available. The limited data restricts our ability to make strategic decisions or to make operational decisions, how we operate our business within the retail location to ensure that we're making the right decisions at those retail locations. This inability to make decisions has really hindered our ability to streamline operations, right? Being able to do reporting and accurate reporting, creating the right PM schedules to ensure uptime at the retail locations, and making sure that we have the proper providers on site to do the right types of work, like refrigerant work orders that require special certifications to make sure that they're compliant, right? The other major challenge here is really managing those third-party providers, making sure you know which provider it is that's showing up, making sure that they're compliant with what needs to happen at those retail locations. Some of the things that we're introducing to make that better, right, is the scorecard trends that are occurring in the market, and making sure that they have proper certifications. Another difficult point is really the flexibility. This industry is very stringent and does things a certain way, so it's very hard to move with environmental changes that come down from government agencies and what have you. And the last one's really the adoption of technology, the ability to adopt things like mobile applications for retail locations to create work orders or to report problems, outages with refrigerant, with cases and things, and those corporate users, right, that being able to see that data, and also supplying that same mobile device out to your third-party supplier so that they can see the same information and have transparency across your organization. So to focus a little bit more on what we're here for today, right? It's about refrigerant management is a huge part of the grocery vertical, right? It's required for you to maintain food safety. It's required for you to deliver quality products to your customers in your stores. And it's really what we need to focus on here and how ServiceChannel and other organizations can integrate that refrigerant piece into their platform to give you compliance and push you in a direction that brings you to a point where you're using more sustainable refrigerants and lowering your carbon footprint. So what's the benefit of managing your refrigerant usage? It's really about reducing risk overall on government agencies. It's also about reducing your global warming potential and your carbon footprint. Using a refrigerant management system allows you to have visibility into, you know, the processes and what assets you need to replace to bring down your global warming potential and your carbon footprint. Streamlining record keeping, not only to help back up the justification for changing out refrigerants and the types of refrigerants you're using, but also for compliance reasons and making sure that you have those certifications in place to cover those requirements. All of this leads up to really building a stronger and greener brand. You as a company not having situations where you're being investigated or being able to publicize that you're using greener and more natural refrigerants is a big boost for you as a company, right? The other piece of this is really about making sure that you're optimizing the spend of your capital dollars and making sure that you're focusing in areas where you're leaking a lot of high GWP refrigerants, bringing those under control, and having visibility into being able to identify those particular locations or assets that need to be rendered or adjusted to fit your business model. And then the last point is really about having an all-inclusive system where you can see the repair and maintenance service as well as, you know, your emergency work that needs to happen as a result of compliance or other needs. So how does the technology really work? It's really about saving money, you know, making sure that it's green and reducing that carbon footprint. And we do that through starting with identifying the problem. What is the problem at the location? Is it a sensor that triggers an alarm that says that you have a problem that needs to be fixed? Or is it someone manually creating something through a mobile app? And then the second piece is really about automating the definition of the work. If you can take the information from a sensor, create the work order, we know what the problem is because the machine told us and we cut out that human intervention. And then it's confirming the work is completed in the end, making sure it's done properly by the proper technician. And then finally, the invoicing and payment piece where you validate the cost of the work that's being done and recording that accurately against the individual asset. So how does work order management and refrigerant tracking integrate and work together? It's really all about the work order management process. There are all types of work orders that happen in the industry. Refrigerant management is specific in that it focuses on one type of trade or one type of asset. If that asset contains refrigerant or the trade is HVAC or refrigeration, then we ask the user, tell me this information that I need for my compliance and so that I can project into the future how I can reduce my carbon footprint, how I can change the types of gases that I'm using to improve my situation in the green sector. So here I'm going to talk a little bit about what is the result of that data that we capture, right? It's really about the data that we get when we perform the action. I'm stepping over into a click through here. So really it's about the data. With what we've shown so far, we can see that there is, you know, how much refrigerant is in use in total at this organization, how much has been leaked, what's my corporate leak rate, what's the number of open leak records that I have, how many of those leak records are 7 to 30 days old, how many of those leak records are outside of the compliance sector, right? Each one of these items in this list, right, they're clickable. So if I know I have 3 open leak records, I can drill into that information and see what assets it is at what location where the problem resides. I also have visibility into the individual uses of refrigerant over time, over the type of refrigerant. So how much of what types of gases am I leaking? Where can I go focus my time and energy, or where should I to reduce the amount of that particular type of gas, and what should I migrate to an alternate refrigerant? Have the ability to click on all of these different aspects and view the details of what's actually happening: location, refrigerant use, total amount in the system, so on and so forth. As we scroll down through the list, we can see the next step, which is the chronic leaking assets that are leaking 120% or more, 25% or more of their refrigerant, whether it's, it's less than 50, and so forth. And we get up into the point where we're exceeding the chronic leaker, or we're actually approaching it and we want to investigate what we can do to prevent these assets from falling into that next category. Again, being able to click into it and see that there are 3 assets that fall into this scenario. So this is the type of information that we get that helps drive our ability to make better decisions and determine what refrigerants we should be replacing and assets we should be retiring. So what's next in 2021? So we're really focusing on the visualization of retail locations, being able to say, here is your facility, here is what it looks like. The hope is that we can solve problems faster. We can help the technician find the location of the leak. They can get there, they can find it, they can fix it, they can resolve it, and they can save time and money for everyone, right? That's what the whole point of the visualization of the location is all about. And then, of course, the next step is going to be the connected grocery store. It's all about taking all of the sensor data that we're gathering and we're capturing and trying to tie it all together to make the fully connected asset, the connected location, so that we have the, the IoT created work orders. We're reducing downtime, loss prevention, and shrinkage of goods on site, because we're able to take the sensors, the readings directly from those sensors and generate that particular work order to get that job done faster. And in the future, that leads us into being able to do a little bit more in the realm of machine learning, so we can empower the maintenance team to be proactive in a lot of these environments. The future of refrigerant tracking in the grocery sector is really about identifying where the real problems are, identifying what the cause of those problems are, and also identifying how to resolve those problems more proactively. And being able to share data between teams, not just having it all on the facility side, being able to pass that information off to other departments within your organization. So to kind of start to wrap up a little bit, we're going to talk, if you're looking for more resources or conversations to have when it comes to refrigerant management and ServiceChannel and what ServiceChannel can offer, you can always reach out to servicechannel.com. Out there, you'll find a couple of different things that you might find interesting. Our 2021 grocery benchmarking report. This is a report that basically allows you to see where the benchmarks are in the grocery vertical. We also have a spend index that helps you kind of identify or compare yourself to others in the industry. What is your spend in each quarter of the year compared to other companies of the same size and nature? We also have many grocery customers with their success stories and use cases out there that you can review and have conversations with. So in closing, if you have any questions or concerns or want to reach out and have a conversation, I've got up our Chief Sales Officer, Chris Mills' contact information there. You're more than welcome to reach out to him and have a conversation. I thank you very much for your time today and look forward to working with you in the future.